Hey everyone, how you doing? Lucas Linnason here with another video, and today I want to talk to you about or share with you one of my best tools or one of the best advice that I've ever gotten in my life when it comes to defying your fears. It's a tool that I got from a therapist in a session actually when I was going through a really hard time in life where I had to take hard decisions. This tool can help you to live the kind of life that you want and maximize your life and live it to the fullest so that you don't let your fears drive your life, but that you rather defy them and live the kind of life that you want. And that is what this video is about. So I will share this tool with you. So let's kick into it straight away. So the tool that I want to talk about today is more about creating mental pictures in your minds, and I'll try to give you the framework, and then you can try to practice using this as much as you can because it takes also time to use it. But I will give the basis of it, and then it's up to you to practice these things. It has helped me a lot to experience things that I thought was never going to happen, despite the fact that I've been super scared of doing these things that I've actually put myself into. But this tool have helped me to overcome these things, because the best part is that it works actually for both your career and your private life, so you can use this everywhere. So this, what I'm going to share with you guys now, is about defying the things that are hard and actually not take the safe way out all the time. And I want you to start with imagining yourself with a really hard decision. So say you're sitting on a shitty job, but you have a safe income, and there's a lot of things that scares you of leaving that job. Often when we fear something, it feels like the walls are closing into us, or like that the fear is actually pushing us against the wall, and that the wall feels like a concrete wall that is impossible to break on the other side. So as we think more and more about it and we put ourselves in this situation, it feels more and more like we are getting squeezed against that wall. That was me a couple of years ago. I wanted to change a lot of things in my life, and I was also forced to change a lot of things in my life. The therapist told me to think of it, instead of having a concrete wall behind me, that I rather see it as an emergency door. Have you ever thought of these or ever seen these emergency doors where, as if you push it, the doors opens behind you? He told me to imagine that instead, and then ask myself, what is the worst thing that can happen if I push that door behind me? So when I came into the session, I think that my worst fears would be to quit a job where I had a stable income. I was actually getting respect. It was status with the job that I had, but I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I wanted to stay there, but I was afraid of quitting my job. Instead, he asked me, what is the worst thing that can happen, and what are you so afraid of? When I put word into these things, when he said like, Lucas, you're a smart guy, I think that you can get a new job. The more I thought of it, the more it made sense that maybe it's not that bad. Maybe what was behind that emergency door wasn't that scary after all. Because often what actually feels scary is what others will think, what you think might go away when you do it. All these mental pictures that we paint in our head with the worst case scenarios that might not even happen. So I painted myself a new worst case scenario, and I realized that if I push that emergency door, if I even have to push it, most likely I wouldn't even have to push it if I take this risk. The worst thing that could happen is the worst case scenario plan B that I have behind that emergency door. And that would be to take a cleaner job, work in a grocery store, whatever. I knew that I could get myself a new job. And I've been practicing this over and over and over again. I can always reverse it. So it's about creating the worst case scenario more realistically in your mind. So let's take the work example once again. Say you hate your job, but you want to change it, but you're too afraid. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of losing your home? Are you afraid of losing your income, your friends, the respect? Whatever you're afraid of, list it and try to figure out why you're so scared of it. Because I'm telling you, isn't it more scary to be stuck for 20 years in a job that you hate than taking the chance on something else, and that might lead you to a life that is much more fulfilling and that gives you so much more happiness? And trust me, the only thing you will actually regret on your deathbed is the things that you didn't do. Actually, I'm going to be really personal here. When my grandpa died 2 years ago. He was so happy on his deathbed because he was like, I did everything that I wanted to do. So imagine that scenario instead. That's the kind of person you want to be when you have to leave this world. And the only way to do that is to defy those fears and those small talking noises in your head and from other people, and defy it and do whatever feels good for you. Because it's about you and not about building status or live up to what your parents want you to do or live up to what society wants you to do. It's about leading a life that you feel good with. So don't let your fears lead your life, defy them and lead your own life. It's time to sit in the driver's seat of your life and not the passenger seat, because fear is often a driver. Take that driver position away from fear and defy it and live your life. So to wrap it up, we way too often let our fears dictate our decisions. We should instead defy our fears when we make decisions. So don't forget that mental picture in your mind of the emergency door and the worst case scenario of what might happen if you push that door. So keep that question in your mind. What is the worst thing that could happen if you push the emergency door? What is your worst case scenario? I hope that you keep practicing this and that you lead the best kind of life ever. I promise you that if you practice this and you make more and more decisions on defying your fears rather than due to the fact that your fears dictate them, you will have so much more excitement in your life and you will achieve things that you thought was completely impossible. Until next time, I wish you all the best and I hope that you take care of everyone that you love. I promise to keep on doing these kind of videos and share my ideas. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like my videos, please share this knowledge with other people. Until next time, take care. Bye.